Jordi, after the Hawks were able to cut into the double-digit lead that you guys had, what changed and how did you guys just regroup and what did you like just about your team's resolve to get back into it?
Yeah, I mean, you just said it, like regrouping and focusing and talking to each other about what are the things that need to be done. To just go one possession at a time. I think that a lot of times you get caught with like being down 10 and you want to make that home run play. And it goes down to, do the right things. Good players are going to make tough shots. Obviously, Trey Young is an amazing player and he can do that. But we just went one possession at a time. And I thought that on both ends of the floor, we competed at a high level.
When you look at just your group, so many guys had to step up and just found ways to make an impact collectively. What did you like about a lot of your players just coming in, like Keon and Trendon and Cam Johnson, just finding ways?
Yeah, I think what I like the most is the 33 assists, and I think that it's 3 consecutive games, 30-plus assists. That just tells you how the group is playing, how the ball's got energy, and it's flying around, and these guys are helping each other. So that's a good thing to see. 33 assists and 43 made field goals. So that's a big reason we won. We also defended without fouling in that second half. We only gave 6 free throw attempts versus 18 in the first half, so that was very important. And then the turnovers, only turnovers 6 times in the second half. So give yourself a chance, shot to the rim every time, so that was important.
Specifically with, Cam Johnson, for him to show not only the ability to score, as he did at needed points in the fourth quarter, but also to facilitate throughout the course of the entire game, to use his gravity and get guys open. Just what did you see from him just in terms of making plays not only for himself, but for other guys?
Yeah, I think what was most impressive with him, it was the battling frustration. And we all get frustrated. We're not always right. Sometimes we complain, and sometimes officials get it right, or whatever the case may be. But you still gotta perform and move on to the next play. And if you are trying to get an explanation and that doesn't take you out of the game, at one point he was a little too frustrated and he got himself back into the game, made those threes, forgot about all the complaining, and that was the best thing to me is he made a couple like back-to-back threes and like you said, 10 free throws, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, just amazing performance by a guy that he's always there for his teammates. So not just scoring, but also helping his teammates, like I said.
You brought it up before, but Tyrese came in to be filling in for D'Lo. What did you make of his performance as you move forward, assuming that D'Lo might miss more games while y'all managing the ankle?
Yeah, I don't know about D'Lo or whatever the case may be. The most important thing is the next game, right? Right now, Tyrese performed again at a high level, shot the three well. He was good with the ball. 6 rebounds, which is impressive, and he had an amazing performance, just solid on both ends. So, like I said, his consistency is the best thing, and again, that's why he's part of our club. That's why we love him here.
Maxwell Lewis, earns 22 minutes tonight, and they were both. I think he played 11 minutes straight in each half. Were you anticipating to play him that much, or when he got out there, did you just like what you saw and decided to stick with him?
Yeah, I like what I saw yesterday. I like what I saw today, and obviously I'm trying to be, careful with the minutes because he's playing extremely hard, and it takes time to adjust your body to adjust. There's nothing like playing real minutes, right? You cannot train for it. You can get yourself as close as you think you can, but Max has been unbelievable those last 2 games, and what he gave the team, plus 17, 10 points, just doing the right things. So happy for him again. His energy is contagious, and you can tell all his teammates on the bench every time he does something positive, they celebrate, and that's the most important thing. You see that chemistry and the group connected, and that's what I really like to see.
You mentioned Cam Johnson and just kind of how proud you are of him just to battle that frustration and stick with it. He gave credit to the coaching staff on the walk-off interview just to helping him just level out that frustration. Just what were you guys telling him just in those moments and during those times?
Yeah, I think the next play mentality. It's when you deal with frustration. You got to move on to the next play, because if you're still thinking about it, that may cause you to make another mistake. And there's nothing worse than consecutive mistakes, I think, in this job. And, like you said, the coaches are great. They're trying to talk to these guys and help them. And that's good. At the end of the day, he's the one that he's on the court and he did it. And I give him all the credit for, getting himself back into the game and performing and helping this team win.
Coming into this game, one of the distinct differences between you guys and the Hawks was in terms of pace. And when you see the Hawks, get 30 fast break points, you guys only get 10, but you're able to come out on top. How does that make you feel with you guys being able to win in a high-scoring game like this one?
Yeah, I think it goes down to, obviously you got to get back in transition. That was not good enough on our end, but, we made 17 threes. Last night we made 20. It's about shooting the right ones. Yesterday we shot 50, I believe. And right there in the three-point line, sometimes it's never going to be the same or perfect. We have to be better at getting back. But we found a way, and that's the most important thing. And you see those assists, that tells me that guys are not dribbling around trying to get their own shot and taking 3+ dribbles. That means that the guys are passing the ball to each other. So at the end of the day, being efficient mattered. We were more efficient. We shot the three better, and we stopped fouling. So, again, credit to the group. They found a way. Thank you. Thanks.
Cam, when Jordi was in here earlier and he was talking about your performance, he didn't necessarily bring up scoring or the playmaking. He thought the most impressive thing was essentially how you managed your emotions, how they were plays that maybe didn't go the way you wanted, calls that didn't go the way you wanted, but how you reset and focused on the task at hand. When you have a game that's going the way it is, things are emotional, things are heated, just how difficult is that at times to be able to kind of flip a switch and reset and get yourself centered the way you want?
Well, I appreciate you said that. I think there was too long a stretch I did a poor job of managing them. I think there were some plays, and maybe one in particular, that irritated me to a very, very, very high degree. And I still got to be better at turning the page from that and moving on. I think eventually I did, but it probably took a little bit longer than I liked. So, and I kind of realized it as the game was going that it's not going to help to kind of be in that place. But I think I can be a lot better when it comes to turning the page.
Cam, what kind of energy has Maxwell brought? And I can see the reaction there. But even beyond him as well, a lot of these young guys that have just brought kind of a certain kind of just like grit and energy, regardless throughout the season here.
Yeah. Man, Max came in playing so hard. Just a joy being on the court, trying to do the right thing, putting 100% into every effort. And on top of that, making shots and creating plays and getting, being active on defense. So I got to give him a lot of credit. He comes in, gets traded. It's not easy. First time being traded. First game he plays with us, hits a three, and gets hurt on the same play, So now you just get traded, you're out a month. And he don't complain. He shows up. He works every day, works hard. He's just a funny guy overall, too. He's become, like, known throughout the team as just bringing that fun energy. Sometimes a little crazy at times, but we love it, and we love him for it. And, seeing his success on the court, you can see how excited everybody gets for that. Because everybody knows the work he put in behind the scenes and just how good of a teammate he is day in and day out.
How beneficial do you think it's been for your game to get a lot of different defensive coverages, defensive attention, and it felt like this game really, was kind of emblematic of your season thus far in a lot of ways?
Yeah, not something that I've had in my career up to this point. Even going back to college, I had a lot of great point guards, great playmakers in college that were able to also attract a lot of attention. Just really, really, really good teammates. When it gets to a point now where I'm involved in a little bit more actions, and I'm seeing different coverages, different defenders, different levels of physicality, different attention maybe on the game plan, on a scout. It's been great to study it, to observe it, to feel out the process, and then learn from it. I think the passing element is something that, I was always a point guard growing up, so it's something that I've always prided myself on, was decision making and being able to deliver passes. I think that's one area of the game that I still have a long way to go to continue to get better towards, but that I'm really trying to feel out. And so, my teammates, and trusting them, like they've been shooting the heck out of the ball, being in the right spots, bigs being in the right spots, and it's starting to offensively come together a little bit. Put up 122 points today, 113 maybe yesterday. It's been good for me amongst all the craziness of the season, amongst everything that we've had, the ups, the downs, the close losses that we've just been, our season's been littered with, to take something really positive day in and day out and have something to continue to fight for. My teammates, coaching staff, it makes the entire process so much, it just tunnel visions it, where you're just working to get better, working for that next game, for that next play. And I think that's kind of where we're all at right now. I told you guys the other day, is like every opportunity for us is valuable as players, as a coaching staff. Every rep counts, and we'll try to make them count.
You brought up the frustration earlier in the game, but there's been some games recently where your three-pointer isn't there, but it seems like something clicks where you start to attack your guy off the dribble more. What is the mindset like, trying to balance looking for your three-point shot versus, hey, I got to start getting to the rim and making something happen?
Yeah, as somebody that I feel like throughout my career, I've shot a lot of threes, and maybe more of my attempts in games come from 3 than 2 across my career. So it's kind of always, as a spacing, as a finding them in transition, coming off of screens and stuff, it's always been there. As they start to get taken away, it's like I feel like I'm starting to understand a little bit that they are also trying to run me off the line and not let me shoot the easy ones. So it's a portion of it is letting the game kind of, come to me in a sense, where not being sped up, taking the shots that I want to take, and then using that gravity to find my teammates. And like I said, it's all part of that process of learning and trying to be a better player and trying to be able to handle more responsibility. And it's it's a long process. It's, I still have such a long ways to go and understanding. And I'm just grateful for the coaching staff team around me.
Cam, your team gets the win, and we had a couple of Tar Heels in the building between you, Dayron, and Vince. How do you feel about UNC being that first 4 in and getting the 11 seed?
There's a chance. You just need to get in. Then everybody got the same chance now. Everybody got to win the same amount of games except for us now. We got to win one extra. But there's a chance. And, I was really proud of their effort the other night to fight back. When you're down a lot, 20 points in the second half, in a big game, in a rivalry game like that, where emotions just tend to run high naturally. I've been in that exact game. ACC semifinals. I've played. I know the emotions of an USC Duke game. I know the emotions of an ACC tournament UNC Duke game. So for them to have the composure to fight back, I appreciate it, and I think it's going to make them a better team come next week when I think they play San Diego State. So I'm really proud of them. Really proud of their effort.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Keon, what adjustments did you guys make, especially coming out of half, and then especially in that midway point of that third quarter, and how you guys able to come back in this game?
We knew we had to get our communication a whole lot better on ball, dealing with Trae Young. He was just getting downhill real freely, and then a lot of the passes he was making were uncontested passes, so he was able to zip them right to whoever he needed to get it to. So we had to make the game a little bit more blurry for him, or just getting the ball out of his hands real quick, and we done a lot better getting it out of his hands and just stuck with it as the game went on.
What were you able to capitalize on your game particularly, and kind of what unlocked, and what did you read just from the defense that allowed you to find multiple ways to be so aggressive and make an impact?
Just trying to keep my feet in the paint and just being under control. I felt like there was times where I would drive to the paint and be out of control a little bit, or they'll block the shot, but I knew that once I got in the paint, either I have the shot or looking out, spraying out to my teammates and couple possessions I sprayed out, and then that just opened up me attacking a little bit more because they were kind of timid on other guys shooting. So
Do you feel like, now that we're 60-something games into the season and you're playing big minutes on the ball, guarding Trae Young with a lot of responsibility, do you kind of see how Jordy's 1% better every day mantra has taken effect, like when you look back on the season and see where you are now?
definitely when I look at myself early in the season to where I'm at now, just the confidence that he pours into everybody, I just carry it with me on the court, and everyone does. So we go out there and just compete and play hard to our fullest, and it shows out on the court.
I also just wanted to ask about the defense you talk about in Trae, and why do you think, I guess, what challenge did he present that was a little different from the pressure you've thrown at, Shea, Tatum, these other big-name offensive players? What was unique about him?
Just how great he is at passing, knowing that whenever he does have the ball in his hands, one, you got to contain him, but also understand that he can pass the ball anywhere. So guys in their help positions kind of got to be on their ones and twos ready for whenever that next rotation was. So I feel like once we was able to get the ball out of his hands a whole lot faster, that made our rotations a lot cleaner and faster. So
One of the interesting things of, this roster is guys like you, Max, when you guys come into the game, it seems like your energy, affects the whole team. Do you, take pride in being like that tone setter for this squad?
definitely. I feel like that's just a part of my DNA of what I bring to the game. Come in, play as hard as I can, and just compete to my hardest. And I mean, my teammates love it, and my teammates feed off of it. So that's just a standard that I got to continue to hold myself to, because at the end of the day, we never know how games may go. But I gotta just bring myself and keep myself ready, knowing wherever that game goes, then I'll be able to show my impact on the game.
From your point of view defensively, getting the ball out of Trae's hands a little quicker, is that, in your mind, what went into your guys' three-point defense in that fourth quarter, or was there something else?
Into our
You were much successful, I'm saying, defending them from three
right.
in that fourth quarter. Was it that, or was there some other element?
I think that played the biggest part because we had other guys for the Hawks making plays instead of Trae Young. So, I mean, as the game went on, we kind of had to live with other guys making decisions instead of Trae Young, NBA All-Star, making the decisions for the team. So, I mean, as the game progressed, we had guys like Dyson Daniels making passes, making reads. Even Terrence Mann, sometimes he was maybe scored a few buckets, but we kind of knew that we would much rather live with those guys making and taking shots. So,
And what has Max brought just energy-wise since he's gotten minutes these last couple of games?
he's been great on the bench, off the bench. Whenever his time came, he was ready. It's just a testament to his work that he's put in, coming off an injury, and then turn around and step in, check into the Boston game, and gave us a lot of life, a lot of energy that we needed in a crucial part of the game. So, man, that's great for Max. Proud of the work that he's doing, and so we just got to keep building from here. Appreciate it.